have the greatness to bend history, but each of us can work to change a small portion of the events, and in the total, all of these acts will be written in the history of this generation.
Hi everybody, I'm Bonnie Phillips from Storm Lake, Iowa, and we welcome you to our 50th high school class reunion. Yes, we are the class of 1968, the most fun class to ever graduate from Storm Lake High School. Come on in and join the party.
It's really been fun reconnecting with my class this weekend because we're all kind of at a mellow age now. No one's competitive. We've all been through a lot, so it's been really nice to reconnect with my friends from my class.
It's been great fun. Although I live in my hometown, so I see a lot of people from my class. It's been wonderful to connect with people from out of town.
It's really pretty amazing the number of people that are friends who you haven't seen for a long, long time, and connect again with them. It's been quite an event.
So many of these men and women I don't see every day. I do live in Storm Lake, and there are a lot of us still around here, and so we do run into each other. We've had more fun planning the reunion. We're actually going to have another meeting just so we can get together one more time after this is all over and kind of evaluate. But it's been so fun to see people we don't see, and they've come from the coasts, East Coast, West Coast, down south. That's the fun part.
The world has changed immensely.
Yes, technology has made quite a difference. It's not just Facebook and it's not just the things, but I can remember that when I had my first professional job, really, I didn't even have a computer on my desk.
Oh, the technology's like the biggest thing, I would say. You're so much more aware of what's going on in the country and in the world because of just all the cell phones and news channels and.
Yeah, I think in 1968, with the Vietnam War going on and being in high school and headed off to college, you weren't paying attention to what was going on in the world. And now you wouldn't be able to avoid it because of being bombarded with all of this.
I believe that 1968 was a year that changed the world, but at the time we didn't know it.
In hindsight, 1968 was a watershed moment, I think. But when we were 17 and 18-year-old seniors in high school, we really weren't aware of that.
It was a year when all the rules were broken. Women came into their power. The war was going on. It was a really crazy and dynamic year. And what was funny for us is we were kind of in this small bubble in Iowa, and then we all went off to college, and the world sort of smacked us in the face because everything was changing. It was pretty remarkable.
And I think the people that we were engaged with, teachers, coaches, said anything was possible, and we knew no limits. It's pretty cool.
Later on in the year, we all went off to college and stuff and got more of a dose of reality. But the first part of the year, we were on a high that most people will never see in their life.
Our basketball team won a state championship and just all those kinds of things. So I think being in athletics at that time, you were singled out a little bit. And so, I felt like I was a leader, and I think that was important in my life,
I think our class is a class of leaders.
You don't think yourself so much as a leader. You might have been a captain, which I was in the track team, but you don't think of it as a leader, you just think of it as a person working as hard as you possibly can.
I was surrounded by dynamic leadership kind of people, and we all just kind of fell in step and did our role. I wasn't the little mouse in the corner, but I wasn't the one out front all the time either.
Sure, I think there are possibly more leaders today than there were in 1968.
Be the best that you can be. Work as hard as you can do it. And if you do it, give it to the best you can do. and the rest will follow.
There are a variety of leadership styles and things, but I prefer to think of it as being very inclusive. I think of it as you lead by example. You lead with morals and values, and those are the kinds of things I think are really important.
Do what you want to do. If you fail, try again.
While speaking to Philadelphia students, Dr. King said the following: "If called to be a street sweeper, be the best street sweeper you can be." While initially I was puzzled, in time the statement morphed into a process, specifically career discovery. You have a full educational curriculum available. Vocal to graduate school, cosmetologists to surgeons. If you've made your career discovery, I commend you. And if you've not made it, you will soon. And when you discover your calling, be the best street sweeper you can be. Thank you.
Few will have the greatness to bend history, but each of us can work to change a small portion of the event, and in the total, all of these acts will be written in the history of this generation.
Is there any words that you think come to mind when you think of the year 1968?
Friendships. That's why we're here today.
Change,
Polarizing,
Fun.
Scary.
Hope.
Wow.
colorful,
1968.